Yo, what's going on, YouTube, and welcome to Goal Line Hockey. It's Kevin Forte, and today we are finishing our NHL season preview videos here for the 2023-24 NHL season. Guys, it's September now. We are a week into September. Well, by the time you guys watch this, 2 weeks into September. And the preseason is right around the corner, ladies and gentlemen. It's really exciting. So we're wrapping up the season preview videos. If you haven't checked out the rest of them, definitely make sure to do that. But today, we are staying in the Western Conference, heading up to the Central Division, looking at the Winnipeg Jets to close out this series. So the Winnipeg Jets are an interesting team. They made a massive trade this summer, sending out Pierre-Luc Dubois out to the West Coast to the Los Angeles Kings. But they did bring in some pretty decent players. We could even see a rookie or two make this roster, or potentially three. So I'm going to leave my predictions for what I think of the Jets at the end of the video. So, starting off with some of the changes. Obviously, the big one being Pierre-Luc Dubois, no longer a part of the organization, gets sent to the Kings. But some of the guys that come in, Alex Iafallo, Gabe Vilardi, Rasmus Kupari, and they brought back Laurent Brossoit from the Vegas Golden Knights. He started his career with the Jets. He's coming back home. Everything comes full circle. That was the case for Brossoit. I think this is an interesting group here for the Winnipeg Jets. They've got some good players, but they definitely have some weaknesses. And, I think what's interesting about this team that gives me hope is the coaching staff. I think what we've seen from the way they've kind of handled things up there, we know what happened in Dallas in 2020. They went to the Stanley Cup final, and this coaching staff has the ability to do that same thing with the Jets. But I do have questions about Scheifele. There's been questions about could he get traded and things like that. And if those things become a distraction during the season, this could very much go downhill very quickly for the Jets if those outside distractions become a problem early on. And Rick Bowness has the ability to get this team motivated. I think with the way he kind of ended the season last year at that press conference, I know everybody talks about that, but that press conference at the end of the season last year was very much like in your face and calling his players out. And I'm sure that was a very uncomfortable ride on the plane from Vegas back home to Winnipeg. But Coach Bowness definitely made his point. And I think that sets the tone for the Jets going into this season. And I think if those players took it the right way, they took the criticism, this could be a team that ends up being better for that. You look at this team, like I said, with some of those additions in there, Gabe Vilardi and Iafallo will probably make up a big part of the second line. Rasmus Kupari could end up being, they have him listed as the fourth line center on daily faceoff with Lowry as the third line guy. I could see those end up flipping if Kupari can jump out to a good start. So Rasmus Kupari, Adam Lowry, Gabe Vilardi, Iafallo, all in the lineup. Other guys to watch for that are rookies. There's only one that I think could legitimately make the roster this season, but the other two are under consideration. Cole Perfetti, he's not a rookie. You guys are going to say that down below, but he's still very young. And I think with a full healthy season, number 91 on the Jets could be a real impact player. We know what he's capable of in a small sample size. He just has to stay healthy. And can he do it for a full 82-game schedule? I'm really excited to see Perfetti in the NHL. And like I said, playing alongside Vilardi and Iafallo, I think he was pretty happy with that trade. In terms of other guys to watch for, Brad Lambert. He was a first-round pick late in the first round, or even an early second-round pick for the Jets. He was projected to go top 5 a year before the draft. Things fell through, some attitude situations, some off-ice stuff. So hopefully Lambert could get an opportunity. The skill is there. He's definitely someone to watch for, though. Especially if things go awry for the Jets this season down the stretch after the trade deadline. If they end up trading a bunch of guys out, you're going to probably see Brad Lambert this season. Chaz Lucius is another one. He's been playing in the U.S. National Development Program. I expect him to do that for another year. He might even be going to college. Either way, we're probably not going to see Chaz this season, but another name I figured should be thrown into the bottle for consideration. Nikita Chibrikov is another guy to watch for. Vilianola and Henrik Samuelsson. Salmonson. I don't know how to pronounce it. I think it's Salmonson. Those are all guys to watch for. With that said, my breakout player this season for the Jets is Cole Perfetti. I think it's a safe bet, but it's a guy that, like I said, I think a lot of people might have forgotten about Cole Perfetti with the injury stuff last season and the Jets' kind of issues. I think he was a little bit forgotten, and I think you're looking at this new level of centers in the NHL, and he's listed as a winger here with Velarde and Scheifele and Lowry and Kupari there, but he's going to be a good top 6 player. He can even play penalty kill a little bit. He's a really good 200-foot defense, 200-foot center. Could play both ends of the ice really well, and I think that's a guy that can also score and produce. And in, like I said, in a small sample size last season, we did see that. So with that, my prediction is I'm going to give this team some respect. They've got a really good goalie. They've got some decent young players that are budding stars. But there is some defensive issues with Dylan DeMello, Josh Morrissey, Dylan, Pionk, Schmidt, Sandberg. I have some questions about guys like Sandberg, Dylan, and DeMello. But this is a team that has something there. And we know what Morrissey did last year. He's a very good defenseman. He reminds me a lot of like Quinn Hughes in a similar vein. But I just don't know if there's enough there. I think they're going to finish between 35 to 40 wins and anywhere between 85 to 90 points. They're a very good hockey team. They're going to be in the chase like they were last season. But ultimately, I think they will fall short because they just don't have the depth there. And I think there is some questions still about the outside noise maybe being a distraction for this team. Those are all things that I look at and I say, I'm not sure this is the year for the Jets. Guys, that's it for today's video. Let me know what you think down below. Like I said, make sure to check out the rest of our NHL season preview videos. We've now got all 32 NHL teams. So if your team is not right here or recommended, definitely make sure to check out that playlist as I have done all 32 NHL teams. Guys, that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.